how Nigeria government violated local international law in extradition and retrial of Nnamdi Kanu. A United Kingdom-based lawyer stated this clearly, and this news was released on the 13th. Today is 14th, which it was released yesterday, 13th of May 2025. Just listen carefully. You know, most people don't like talking about this area, and that was what got me angry on one live video I made on YouTube, you understand, where I was questioning why are they keeping quiet over this trial going on in Nigeria court between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and federal government of Nigeria. Why the retrial and why nobody saying anything about it? So this lawyer, a United Kingdom based human rights lawyer, his name is Barrister Njoku Jude Njoko. So he has stated it that Nigeria government has already violated both the local and international law by retrying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the way he was extradited to Nigeria, like the extradition, the way he was kidnapped from Kenya back to Nigeria. So pay attention and hear why Nigeria has violated both local and international law. You and I know this thing, you get. So he said, the forceful extradition of Kanu from Kenya without judicial authorization flouted both the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, adding that refusal of the Supreme Court to uphold the standards weakened public confidence in the judiciary's independence and constitutional fidelity. A United Kingdom-based human rights lawyer, Barrister Njoku Jude Njoko, has accused the Nigerian government of both violating various provisions of both local and international law in extradition and trial of leader of indigenous people, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. He said that the forceful extradition of Kanu from Kenya without judicial authorization flouted both the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, adding that refusal of the Supreme Court to uphold the standards weaken public confidence in judiciary's independence and constitutional fidelity. Njoko, while commenting on the Supreme Court judgment of December 2023 in FRN versus Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, FRN is Federal Republic of Nigeria, said Justice Garba Muhammad's assertion that no Nigerian law explicitly prevents the prosecution of a person illegally rendered into the country negated and contradicted in Nigeria's Extradition Act, particularly Section 3 of 7 and Section 5 and 15, which collectively a legal framework that demands due process, restrict the use of force and transnational transfer, and uphold the right of fugitive. The lawyer, in a statement he issued on Tuesday in Abuja, described the government action as absurd and unacceptable. Yeah, he added that both Kenya and Nigeria laws demand a fair hearing before removal, a requirement violated in Kanu's case. Kenya's constitution under Article 29 guarantees freedom and security of person, and Article 47 ensures fair administrative action both by past and Kanu's rendition. Nigeria's constitution under Section 35 protects personal liberty, and Section 35 guarantees a fair hearing, also infringed. All these things have all been infringed in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Listen, the statement read in part Article 4 of African Charter on Human and People's Rights, domesticated in Nigeria under Section 12 of the 1999 Constitution, forbid arbitrary deprivation of life and integrity, reinforced by Article 7 of 1, ensuring the right to a fair hearing. These provisions were violated as Kanu was removed without due process, contradicting extradition treaties between Kenya and Nigeria, which requires legal procedures. Kanu charges shifted from treasonable felony to terrorism, allegedly for offences committed outside Nigeria, raising jurisdictional issues under Extradition Act. Section 3 of 7 and Section 5 of the Extradition Act of Nigeria, dealing with sunder condition, don't specifically address illegal rendition. However, trying Kanu for alleged offences committed outside Nigeria without legal extradition contradicts the Act's intent, adding to legal complexity. Now listen, and please be sharing this video. The replacement of the initial charges of treasonable felony without fresh terrorism allegation, none of these were the basis for extraordinary rendition, further violates the principle of speciality and subverts legal norm. Nigeria, by forcibly abducting Kanu from Kenya without judicial authorization, flouted both the African Charter on Human and People's Rights and binding obligations under Commonwealth extradition frameworks. The Supreme Court refusal to uphold these standards weakens public confidence in the judicial's independence and constitutional fidelity. He continued and he said, "Justice, if it must stand, must not be built on foundation of illegality. Kanu's case is not simply about a man. It is about whether the Nigerian state remains bound by law or has become an arbiter above it." It is the jurisprudential maxim in every English common law country in the world, which Nigeria is one, that you cannot place illegality on legality and expect it to stand. The concern about placing illegality atop legality should agitate the mind of those involved in this high-profile case, as the Supreme Court focus on jurisdiction over due process undermines the rule of law. Now, pay very close attention. The Unimpeachable Court of Appeals 2022 ruling, which discharged Kanu, cited breaches of fair hearing rights aligned with municipal law of both Kenya and Nigeria and international law, but the Supreme Court prioritized domestic executive convenience over and above the law, highlighting a deep controversy. The Supreme Court ruling by Justice Garba set a dangerous precedent for future cases, potentially weakening due process protection in extradition and related cases, risking increased international criticism. That is, if Nigeria government cares about international criticism. Yeah, you all have heard from Barrister Njoku Jude Njoku. At least he has challenged Nigeria government over the retrial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without due process, even after violating both international and local law. The African Charter of Human and People's Rights has been violated by Nigeria and Kenya. All right, so he has done well. I would like to know your opinion on the comment section. Please kindly share this video, and if you are watching from YouTube, always share the video and hit the like button. Call it one.